All right, to use the stats calculator to find normal distribution probabilities using the central limit theorem, what we need to do is a little bit different from the TI, but again, it should make sense once you see how it works. So we're going to calculate normal distribution probabilities. We need to go into the normal function here for the calculator. The requirements here, first things first, is you need to find the mean and the standard deviation that you're working with. Now, if you go over to an example problem, like I've got one right here, and it says the average speed of drivers on a certain stretch of the German Autobahn is 142 kilometers per hour, with a standard deviation of 22 kilometers per hour. What is the probability that the average of 40 randomly selected drivers on this stretch is more than 150 kilometers per hour? Okay, so we have a set of data, and it's not told to us if that set of data is normally distributed or not. However, using the central limit theorem, because we're using a large sample, that tells us that our sampling distribution would be normal. So we're going to calculate probabilities based off this sampling distribution. Well, the sampling distribution would have a mean that's the same as the mean as the original population. So 142, we leave that alone. The standard deviation, however, it's related to the 22, which is the original population standard deviation, but that gets reduced by a factor of the square root of the sample size. And you can type that in just like that, and that's perfectly fine. The calculator here will understand it exactly what you want. In fact, it uses these little input boxes as mini calculators. So when you press update, even though you're not putting an actual number in here, it will calculate this for you, and you can see that the labels along the axis are adjusted for you. Now, if we want to know the probability that the average of 40 randomly selected drivers is more than 150 kilometers per hour, here's what we need to do. So since it's more than, we're going to select the mode that's greater than some value. So this would be a right-tailed probability. Also, make sure we're calculating an area. Since we're doing a probability, we're going to find an area. And we need this point right here to be up to 150. Now, it might be really difficult to get it to land right at 150, so it's okay. You can just come down here and type into this edit box, and that will calculate the probability that x is greater than 150. So the probability here is 0.0107, and we're done.